What's going on, YouTube? This is SG1 Sports, and you're watching our Big Ten football channel. Purdue went 4-8 in 2019, and I give them a lot of credit for scheduling Vanderbilt and TCU in the non-conference, but what really cost Purdue was that first game of the season on the road at Nevada. Didn't really expect them to lose that game, but they did, and it kind of set the tone for their season. The schedule wasn't really that tough. They didn't play Michigan. They didn't play Ohio State. So, I mean, they should have done better with this schedule. The biggest problem for Purdue last season was injuries. That was what really, I think, derailed their season. But that first game against Nevada, it set the tone for their season. Let's see who they play first this year and what they might do with this schedule. They open up, and it's a tough game again to start the season on the road at Nebraska, September 5th. Once again, this could be a game that sets the tone for their season. It's going to be tough, and they play a really tough non-conference schedule. They do this the last several years. They've played, I mean, they're not playing Alabama and Clemson, but they're playing good, quality opponents in the non-conference, and that makes it tough. When you're a program like this, it makes it tough to just get to a bowl game. We've seen that now from Purdue the last couple of years. They'll play Memphis on September 12th, another very tough non-conference game, and then Air Force on September 19th. Of course, they're always tough to prepare for. And then Boston College on September 26th on the road. So a very difficult, again, it's not Clemson and Alabama, but for Purdue, this is a difficult non-conference schedule with Memphis, Air Force, and Boston College. No gimmies on the schedule. Their easiest game may actually be a conference game. It may be against Rutgers on October 10th. That is when they will open up conference play after a bye week. So they'll get a bye week on October 3rd, then play Rutgers on bye week on October 3rd, play Rutgers on October 10th as they move into the meat of their Big Ten schedule. On October 17th, they'll go on the road to play Illinois, and then on October 24th, they play on the road at Michigan. So they will play Michigan this year, but don't have to play Penn State, and again, they don't play Ohio State. So a pretty favorable schedule in the Big Ten. They'll play Northwestern on Halloween, October 31st, and then into the month of November, which is going to be very tough for Purdue. They'll play at Minnesota on November 7th, then Wisconsin on November 14th, Iowa at home on November 21st, and on the road at Indiana on November 28th. Indiana's the team that brings a lot back, and they had a really good year last year. So, it's going to be tough, I think, again, for this Purdue team with this schedule. If they can find a way to get those non-conference wins against Memphis, Air Force, and Boston College, that's going to go a long way in determining their success for this season. But I'm telling you, Memphis is going to be tough to beat, even at home. Boston College is on the road, so that won't be an easy game. But I think it really does all start with that game against Nebraska. Week 1, that is going to set the tone, maybe for both teams' seasons. Nebraska has a lot of high expectations coming into this year. They were disappointing last year as well. So that is going to be a huge game right there. Nebraska is a team that has also gotten off to some slow starts the last couple of years. So again, you look at the overall schedule, the non-conference schedule, I think is very tough for a team like Purdue with Memphis, Air Force, and Boston College. The conference schedule, though, sets up pretty well for them. They'll play Michigan and they'll play Indiana out of the East. That's not too bad. I mean, and Rutgers the other team. So you get Rutgers, the bottom team out of the East. Indiana is a mid-level team. Michigan might not be one of the top 2 or 3 teams in the East this year. And again, the schedule sets up to where if they can not stumble early in the year, they should be able to go on and have a pretty solid year. Again, if they stay healthy, which is a big thing that got them last year. So again, overall, Purdue's schedule for 2020, not horrible, but it's all going to be about how they start the season off in 2020.